Where was I? Oh, right. Kind of a long interruption. I might just cut this all out of the video if I ever upload it. Might be a good idea. Like 29 minutes of nothing. So yeah, teaming with life. So I got a spreadsheet and I found out, yeah, it's at 0%. Okay. Let's accept then, right? Yeah, I don't want to randomize again. I just randomize this. Randomize and go, right? If you re-click your randomize, you're not actually randomizing, you're actually picking. So, what races? We got the Vittori back. So, you know, we got another run with a little more tech than last time. Hopefully, anyway. I mean, it might end up not, right? It might end up badly. Even with teaming with life. So, why is teaming with life so interesting, right? Why do I find it so good? And, you know, why did we perform so badly until now? That might just be sample size. Scholars and social capital. Might also be because it's some earlier runs, right? As you play it more, you tend to get better at this kind of game. Because it's a very deep game, in fact, right? So, what are we looking at here? So I'm seeing, you know, 3 things with the culture symbol on it. So we have the opportunity to go quite deep into it. I'm also spotting scholars, which gives us 10 research at the start of this scenario, together with this quantum sensors over here, which is like the best tech to get, right, immediately. If there was one tech where it was like, yeah, I want it now, it will be quantum sensors. Unfortunately, infrared detection, I think it's been upped in cost by 2, so we can't get that immediately anymore. Would have been nice, right? Would have been nice. Then there's Xenolab, which actually can be gotten together with quantum sensors, but that will preclude culture hubs. And culture hubs are one of those things where, if you look at this perk, right, social capital, that combines. That combines very, very well. In fact, I think I know what I'm doing. There was a campaign mission where I've been struggling for quite a while to get the 3 stars on platinum. I think we'll be going back to the campaign on the stream when I, you know, kind of start figuring this out. I found out that, you know, oh wait, 20 isn't the maximum score. The maximum score is 25. I need to practice on this to actually, you know, to actually get there. Yeah, just need some more game knowledge, or maybe a really lucky run, right? But quantum sensors here at the start, and then we can go into culture hubs to get ourselves some culture, to get ourselves some early game money. Then we can go into quantum computing to, you know, really get our science going to the late game, where we want a bunch of these late game techs, including universal harmony, skill download, which allows universal harmony to trigger off itself, and, you know, potentially even flexible fabrication, which I do that mission, that campaign mission, by using the Silthid double forge rolls together with the Dender tech instead of the Vittori, because there's like a bonus thing objective that gives you some science, and that works for that. But, you know, here it's going to be quantum sensors, right? Just, whoa, look at that, right? We can start with this kind of scan, which, well, I mean, it's going to be a little more tricky to place them to get maximum effect. But I mean, this should be easy to convince someone that, you know, quantum sensors is worth the 4 science, right? Like, we just saved ourselves, I think, probably on the order of 3 years. Well, maybe 2 years, right? But having 2 extra years in a 25-year game, yeah, that seems fine. I think I'll grab the outer one. Though, let's look at looking at this, right? Sort of like, I think I'll grab it like this. Now, these are 2 real signals, but they're kind of away from everything else. And then the second scan can go ahead and grab all that. Right, and then the third scan goes here-ish. And then the final one goes there. Or the first one, you know, whatever order you prefer. Get started, right? Boom. quite a bit of information, right? But I don't see any perfect loops here. So, you know, when you've got this much scanning capability, why not go for the gold, right? There's no real reason not to. I mean, you could set up a 3-planet loop if you see that, and then, you know, go for it. But here's a... But again, that we don't have the time now to set up a 3-planet loop because remaining, right? There is a good start here, right? Ocean colony, mineral mine, 2-way trade into food from here, robots from there, biomatter from here, people here, trade there, water for 2-way trade there. Sets up everything sort of okay-ish. Then the robot can go into here, make goods for there, and can this reach? It can. So I haven't talked about teaming with life, right? But what does it do? It makes it so that the planet, the system, the galaxy is full of only planets that are usable. We don't need to terraform. We don't need to make energy on planets. We can just use everything everywhere. So mineral seeding, not a good choice. It does nothing. It literally does nothing. I don't even know why it's showing up in the tech tree, right? We don't want it. There's no need. It's actively harmful. Mineral seeding considered actively harmful. News at 11. Oh, do I want this to become our final scan? I'm already seeing like so many solutions. I think I'm fine with doing the scan a little bit more to the inside and then, you know, do our more scans later. I just do want to know, right? Can this send a third good somewhere? It can, right? Can it get a chip eventually, right? Because we don't. It's slightly out of range. That's a bit unfortunate, right? It's just missing its chip. Because this connection will preclude you. I mean, I guess we're happy with a regular Forge world, right? We don't necessarily need to make it successful, although we might get a mission to make it successful, in which case maybe I'll find some other arrangement of planets that could work to make this actually successful. I think this is the robot. Right, it would make a lot of sense to make a robot on a remnant planet rather than a Forge world. And the Forge world can take robots and make goods, but it cannot. It always needs a microchip, is the point, right? So it always needs a second Forge world. There's just no way to give this a second Forge world. There's just, you know, there's just there's this one potentially, right? We already end up in July, but you know, I could do that, but why bother, right? Right now, why not just wait until we go into this direction? I could grab it from there and there. In which case, which one does what? What if this was the scavenger mode, right? It could make. You can make a farm happen in this place, but this is not a good farm because it's only got one place to send it to. You can make a farm happen here, but then how do you colony this? That's hard. Yes, here, but then, you know, we kind of... no, wait. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm catching up on something here. We make a farm on the jungle. We send the food to the Arctic and to the ocean. We send the people from the ocean here to make the ore, and here, well, here to make the bots, here to make the ore for it. We have this as a colony now, which can send a person down here, which can make microchip. Microchip can go into here to make the goods, together with an ore from over here. The ore can go ahead and, yeah, that can be done. Go here. This can then produce additional ones. There is a colony for the ore here, which needs food and microchip. There's a microchip available there, but this will cross the streams. It's just slight. with the information we're given, we're not quite certain, right? Which procedure is correct? Which month are we in if I colonize 2 things? Still only October, so I have a scan more in me. I think I want to know, can we make a colony here or not? So I want to scan just around where that planet is, so that I know. Yes, we can. Yes, and if we can. Okay, so that's the plan. That whole thingamajig. Now the order, right? What order? I don't know. I think this colony is a good start with all the asteroids being there. I haven't thought of science at all yet, but that'll come after we get this like, very nice early game setup that we got, you know, with our early game quantum sensors. My soup's even gone a bit cold from this time. Well, so the Arctic farm is next. It only costs 1 to run, right? Yeah. Task available. Let's have a look-see. So, for food, I think we're going to make that. A forge world is successful. I mean, we had this whole plan set up just to be able to do that. So I'm very glad to see the task. Yearly science output, maybe afterwards, right? It's a preferred task from the Vittori for me, but I think it's better to get our setup done before I go ahead and commit to some science. That's going to be difficult to justify if I don't. Wait, that's incorrect. Oh damn, that's incorrect. I did the wrong thing. Oh no! Ah! And I looked at my missions again. Ah, well. So, can I salvage? No, I can't. Okay, well we'll be doing the previous solution then. That's fine too. It's just that it's not possible to... Oh, it's obstructed. Ooh, this is really not great then. Yeah, mistakes were made. We can still salvage it though. I think it's still okay. Right, then we just use this colony instead. No, that's perfect. Ending up in 3404 by the book. Do I want to do that? I really want to make this a goods world, so we don't do this connection then. I was just gonna get food, like from another. Oh wow, this might really be not very great then. Yeah, I just saw the whole thing and it's. I set it out and then I built the wrong thing in the wrong place. This should have been the farm. Yeah, that's the hard part of using early quantum sensors. It can be a bit tricky. We got given the gold and threw it all away. That's life for you sometimes. So then the question becomes, can I get a bot for you then? Right, because that'll make it so that I don't have to cross streams. Just another source of bot. Which might just also become our lab, right? If I'm going to be careful about this. I get the information. It's there. Right, it's there. It'll work. What am I doing? Thawing facility, right? I mean that, right? But I could get an infraway or slipway relay build. We unfortunately don't have the tech for it this time. But it'll be okay, right? We'll produce more food with it as well, right? So it's not all bad. I'm struggling to see how I can, you know, make goods work. Because yeah, that would be it. Should I be doing that now? It's more expensive than this, right? This is cheaper. This is 2. It's also 2, so it doesn't matter. So then robots into goods is the next thing. You know, setting it all up. All these happy plants. We'll end up growing actually at the right moment as well. Do I want to set this up so that I can... I think I do. Right, I want to try to utilize these asteroids at a good rate. At a good clip. So then, I mean, if I set you up to provide you with biomatter, I again cut off the one source of chips, right? Which is the major problem here. It's the one source of chips. We only have one source of chips. Oh, I can do that still. Actually, let me not do this. Let me send you anyway. And let's do this. Oh, actually... You have to do it this way. I don't like the fact that I don't make the two-way. Can I? I can't undo further. We can't afford that. I mean, yeah, I can. What am I talking about? I can consume the asteroid to afford it. Boom, 28 income, right? That's a big difference. That makes some sense to do it this way. Okay, so now... Well, the goods aren't looking too good now, but they're still good. They're still okay. Right? They're just going to be a little less optimal when they can send it here. And what am I talking about? It's still fine. This is fine. We're okay. It's a little iffy, but we're okay. We're doing fine. We're just ignoring this primordial for some reason. That we really shouldn't be, but... There's so many colonies, right? It's a plethora of choices. Yeah, so this... I was looking at this, I was like, how do I set it up so I don't waste the least amount of time? I don't think there is much. I think I can do this, right? Yeah, but then this connection is precluded by that, that's fine. I think we'll just consume this asteroid for 30. Well, that seems like a fair deal to me. I'll maybe leave the 30 and get the 18. That's fine too, right? Let's grab you. Send you a good. A fairly good set of goods here. Create another successful colony. Why not? Maybe wait with that. This expensive connection. Rather make the microchip. Although, no, I have to do it to make it successful, right? So, I'll consume the asteroid for 30. Use that to complete the mission. There we go, done. Okay, might as well make you happy-ish. So now, what are we looking for still? Fixing this. Which is just some ore, right? And then, of course, you know, laboratories, right? This has taken quite a long time, but we've got things stabilized at this point. This is good, right? It's more income than that. I think so, yeah. Because it makes you... makes things chain up. Go, and then the water. It's all coming together. This whole system. There's just one little snag. The food. Of course, right? Obstructed. So now, let's have a look-see at our ruin for some science. We have the Dender option for 8 science, or, you know, just some money. 8 science will get us our culture hub, which I do want. I do think that is a value thing to get this early in the game. Well, that's cool. Have a look here too, right? Boom. Another 8 science, okay. I mean, you can do science this way too, right? Just get your culture hubs. Which are very strong because, well, we'll see, right? You'll see just how this combines all together. Let's do a scan. So I want to see, yeah, I mean, I have to kind of consume an asteroid in order to keep going this year, and I do want to keep going. So it makes some sense to do so, although this one probably less. Let's have a look at making some science, right? So I've got an ore available and another ore available and a person available. So doing, you know, a couple ores as our first lab. It's okay, right? It's not bad. Now, first things first though, with 17 money, I can maybe look to getting a good asteroid. If I set up some water here, There's also a biomass with 2 labs. Like, the beautiful part about quantum computing is that instead of making a big lab like we did last time, where we made an ore lab with 8 science or something, we can make 4 small labs, which, you know, they have higher running costs, but not sending as many goods in means that those goods instead go to planets, which make more money. So making a bunch of small labs and then using quantum computing to upgrade them, right? You only need like 1 resource and you get 5 science if you get 2 quantum computing techs. So that is an alternative way of making a lot of science for the late game. You can make 25 science with just 1 science labs eventually. Though your first one should probably be like 5 science or so, right? Just to get things going. But then, you know, you'll see it can snowball quite hard. There's also this one available as well, so I could do additional ore if I wanted to. And there is another ocean here, so I could just do ore here and then have another couple 2-way trades. That also triggers the asteroids, right? I'm not sure about the water requirement then. I could also set this up as a water exporter to utilize the water exports to make these eventually successful and prosperous. So, you know, they keep going. One little snag with cultural hubs is that your colonies actually get 3 person outputs and not 4. So I'm kind of missing out on a person here. If I'm counting things correctly, I only have 3 people. So I might just leave them be and leave this one in the middle as just a regular world. And then we can get, you know, a colony down here. Get it from here with a 2-way trade and have 1, 2, 3, and 2, right? That's just a very strong amount of science. And with this asteroid available as well, how can this connect? I mean, this could make some robots or something, right? And then we can make some microchips here. Perhaps find some water up in the corner to get an additional ore to do that with. The microchip feed into the robot. The robot, either way, right? It will do. And then can go into some kind of farm up there to feed this world that I'm leaving open. Like, how am I feeding it? I mean, this? Question mark. I got one of those successful here, right? They're not impossible to deal with. They're just a little iffy to deal with early in the game. Arctic farms are quite tricky to deal with them requiring biomass and robots just in order to get out of struggling. Struggling plants have less income. Should remember to actually eat my soup. I was spending my time thinking, which is good, right? What we should be doing. Spend your time thinking about things. So I don't also deal with the fact that I'm going to be at 14, 15. I'd like to stay there for a bit to place my culture hubs. Because those will up my income, right? But ideally I do it in such a way that I can, because I don't take any time to build, ideally I do it in such a way that I place the culture hubs and then just go. I do want to take those, double forefather cultures for 16 science. I'll be able to get quantum computing very early. That just seems so much value. Do I forgo this? It'll allow me to make food more easily. Forgo this 1 remnant. I could, for example, make a robot here in order to make some food. Up there. Let's plunk down the colony. We go up to 9 money. I'll have to settle this if I want full value out of my asteroid. But I mean, if I don't, I can do a slipstream 2-way, which ends up making 8, which is more than the planet is worth. So in fact, this is not actually a mistake if I am intending to do this. That does lower my potential science by a bit. But not by too much, right? And it does keep the whole thing interconnected very well and makes it easy to get prosperous and successful. I think I want to do this. Now sending in 2 people, it needs more people to make more ore, but that's fine. Now you're, you know, kind of unhappy. Also not a disaster. I can send in a person here, but, you know, again, we're running out of people. Right, I can't send a person from here because it needs one for its culture and one for its science, right? Because we're making science. So you're basically done with sending people to places. You can't. At least not until we can send 2 people basically from each people producing world. So they got to count. They got to count. So then how am I making biomatter for this farm? I'm not. So maybe we look for another farm. There's going to be like planets here, right? That are going to be useful. That's the nice part about this sector mod that we've got going. That all of this is going to be useful planets. Like, look at that. Right, we got our farm. Right, a double remnant is a decent way to do farming. I mean, I've got these 2 forge rolls here that I'm kind of not using very well. Maybe we'll use them to make goods, right? For just this. Or maybe we'll just use the one and leave the other one in the center, right? I can leave these worlds in the center and pick them up later to make things with infraways and, you know, advanced technology that we'll get, because we're going for some heavy science later on in this run. I can tell because, you know, we're already doing quite well in the early game. We just, you know, get going and then, you know, then invest, not the other way around. That's, you know, the smart move. So then if I go with, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that I have to use these asteroids so inefficiently. Maybe we'll leave them for a bit, you know, pick them up later when we actually colonize all these planets, but I have to use this one if I want to get in between. I can do 2 more planets to get things, so I might pick up another one. What are you going to be, right? I don't want to be too greedy with the ore. Oh, I also need water. So actually, we should pick up the water now, which will improve that asteroid too. Right, send it in so we get a successful planet here. Then the next task is getting food. Now we have to click this. I wanted to do that. I could also not. And instead do a robot. Which I don't know where it's getting its humans from, but I mean, it will satisfy this. I'll just leave only the colony on struggling. I could decide not to build a culture hub on one of my planets. Maybe we'll be able to build it later. Maybe we'll get some kind of tech that increases the amount of people on this planet. Is there one? Not really, so we would be giving up on one culture then. In order to get a quicker setup here. I could also give up on the science instead, right? But that feels bad. That don't feel good. Over, I mean, I could also, wait, this can send 2 people, right? Can this connect? Yeah, it can, and it's even cheaper. What am I doing? This is our 15th planet, right? I'll leave this person out for now, but once we get the food, it'll be fine. Perfect. You know, let's leave it like that. It's fine. So now I want to get some money. Now we're in November, right? So I can't actually go for it yet. But I should be doing the food first, actually. Hold on. I'm being a little bit silly here, but if I do the food first and upgrade it, I'll get the mission. Which might lead to me getting a mission to do Remnant to successful. Like if I got a mission to, you know, improve your science output by 3, I would get, you know, get a farm. Unfortunately, this farm is already successful, so just this one, which wants water, which unlikely. 6 chips. I mean, sure, we'll make some chips, right? And we'll get our Vittori missions going as well, because I want the 8 science bonus, which are going to appear soon. So, like, we got our Dender mission complete, so, you know, we just get, like, 16 science. It's a lot. Ideally, we get to October before I pop. And I can't do that with just by popping the lab down already. It'll be in range of the people producing worlds. I think it's important that it's also in range of that remnant. If I decide, you know what, I'm gonna make more stuff there. So unfortunately I do need to pop an asteroid or two here. We'll grab you. Right, just to get that one science. I want that science. I want the science. So now there's this option of a Gaia world as well. Actually, that's fairly interesting. It'll need a person, but it won't be, you know, like this where it needs a bot and all that. Or instead it'll need a person from back here somewhere, because we can't use this one again because of cultural exchange that I really want to start, you know, placing, but I don't want to waste the time, right? While we're still small, it's okay to just expand a bit. Although I could slow down this year, right? Just play some culture hubs, play it a little slowly, not expand as much, just get some income. I don't know, our missions don't really point us in that direction, right? Our missions point towards getting some remnant plants successful and all that. That means, you know, getting some remnant plants in our galaxy. We got the one, but this one is blocked off. This one is not, though. So is this one. So, you know, find some water. People or good. Oh, wait, that's the mission, isn't it? Hold on, that's the if we can use the bot, that's the mission. So find a use for the bot. Here is one. Need a second bot use. Right, it needs 2 exports to get the successful. Oh, what am I doing? The second bot's already used. It's here. So we're done. We got this mission in the bag. So then just increase the production of chips. I mean, we can just go to 16 right now. I think it'll be okay, actually. So people into robots, robots into you. Robots into water. 2-way trade. Our income's back up. It's that easy, right? Water back. Getting ourselves a prosperous planet this early. Yes. Yes, please. Now we're in December. Yeah, we can't get the culture hubs yet, but I mean, this seems fine. Like, there is nothing that seems wrong with these decisions so far. Yeah, no, this is fine. This is great. What about this ocean here, right? If I'm going to making goods, this is a people producer. This is an ore for 2-way trade. Then this sends its person here for, you know, satisfying you. Am I floating more planets? I'm not, right? Yeah, just these two. So I'm not making things unhappy by ignoring the bottom part of the galaxy by being so enthused about this stuff. So yeah, a robot in here, it'll send goods to 2 places. Which means it'll be fairly useful. No microchips being produced yet, but that might change, right? That might change fairly quickly. In fact, there's lots of places that can potentially produce them. I mean, here, right? If I just find a use for one, I just get one. Oh, here, there's 7%. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll be taking the 3% penalty here. I think it's the one. I've been missing this one. And I could set up this, but I think that just ends up translating it because we won't have the slipstream relays and things in time. I mean, I could. Could I just go back to June? Oh, that's fine, right? I just end up missing out. I just end up having to skip and missing out on a lot of money, right? Yeah, that ends up missing out on about 10 money. I think I'd rather prefer the 10 money over the 3 happiness. I mean, that is like about That's about 2% of my score, right? That's about 500 points I'm leaving on the table in the end game. I guess we do it anyway. Although if I do it next year, I believe I still don't get the penalty. Let's find out. Like if I do that, I think this changed, right? Past shortages? No past shortages. Okay, we can do it at the we can do it at the last second. Now, I don't need particularly to do it this way then, right? I mean, we got some money next year, so I might want to scout first. A, to save me the money of, you know, spending on the administration costs, and B, I mean, if I find a food planet up in this corner, it's way simpler to use. That's a no. It's out of range. Okay, so it's got to be that one. It's got to be now. It's got to be done. All right, we're in May. Maybe we'll get to play with goods here first, I think. Remnant is successful. That's one mission done. Next mission is to do 6 chips. Also, I can do this connection for basically free. Getting us started towards those quantum labs. I might want to do one more science. 23. Quantum computing is a go. We're now at 6 science. People. Spare person or something. What do we have these spare people for? Glad that you asked, because I nearly forgot. I have 12, 42. We have 12 money, 30 money left. Exactly enough to do 2 culture hubs. Place those things down. Let's try to make some prosperous worlds, right? You need some successful partners. Can you get the successful? Oh, you can send your goods in here. Okay, that's fine then. So then we just need to send you 1 culture to get you to prosperous. But if we send 2, then... Right, because we're looking at getting more culture tech, right? We have a lot of culture tech available to us. We can stack them up. And then dissemination becomes really good. If you can get 4 culture into a world, it sends out 2 more, right? Just make more of the thing. But, you know, floating resources to make things prosperous is also a valuable strategy for the late game, because you'll be able to get more things prosperous that way. So let's look at how do I get the most prosperous out of this, right? So this one wants 2 more imports, which is got to be culture. This one wants an import and an export to get successful in order it's necessary to make you prosperous, because you only have 2 trading partners. So the export here is the tough part. It could be a lab, right? Biomatter lab. Could be a 2-way thing or Hive World import. Needs an export, right? Export's gotta be lab. Gotta be lab. Lab. Gotta be a lab. You can't connect there right now. We don't have any slipway length text, unfortunately, so... Or fortunately, or whatever you want to call it. So you're going to be outputting something, right? So I just want you to input just the 1 for now. We'll be getting more culture with Universal Harmony, as well as probably Exchange as well is going to trigger for these 2. I think Exchange is valuable enough just for the potential that we can get something ridiculous going late game, that I want to pick it even if I can't particularly use it in the early game, unless we have something amazing different that we want to pick up, which I don't really see. I mean, integrated manufacturing can be good, but you know, I don't need infrared detection because we already quantum sensors. Mineral seeding was utterly useless, as I already told you. Xenofoods is neat, but unnecessary in a sector with the teaming with life perk. It just seems unnecessary to pick up so far anyway. It might change, right? But so far we've been finding lots of sources of food quite easily. They're connecting quite nicely, so... Yeah, I don't know, like quantum computing and then cultural exchange and then quantum computing upgrade, right? That seems to be our tech path. Seems to be the path to success. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good to me. So what do we want to do with the lost money? Right. Send this culture first. So you are using water. 2 of them, and you would be successful too. But you won't ever be prosperous, really. mean, I don't know how I get extra people is the thing, right? People are going to be the hard resource in the late game. Because of culture hubs meaning our... Yeah, okay. Popping prospers on itself and getting, 11 income. Right, remember, like, the culture hubs means we get 35% from social capital. So a planet that was before giving us 3 times 4, 12 income now gives us 4 times 5, 20 plus this. Oh, why? Wait. It should give 4 times 5 equals 20. Plus 35% should be, what, 27? But it's 25? How's that work? Is it 15 plus 35%? Or like 16? Like 16, what's 35% of 16? It's like 5? 4.8 plus a little. So 5. So that would mean plus 5. Yeah, and then the plus 1. So apparently these bonuses don't apply to the prosperous bonus. I think, what should be done about this? This information screen isn't really very clear about how this trade income figure is calculated, right? It says 25, but I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why is it 25? It's 4 times 4, it's 16. Right? It's 16 plus 35% is not 25, it's less. And 20 plus 35%, like 4 times 5 plus it, is also less. So where does the figure come from? Right? In sense, it no make. How does this compute? Here it's 19 because it's sending one of its things into a lab. Right, so it's only got 3 exports. So it would normally be 15 plus 35% would mean it would get up to 20. But it's not 20, it's 19. What gives, right? So 35% of 12, 3.6, 4, right? That makes sense. That computes. So I think there should be another this should be split up, right? If social capital does affect the income from regular trade, but not from the bonus from prosperous, there should be a separate tab here for the prosperous income, because this, if you add up the numbers, it don't add up. Maybe there's an error there, right? Maybe it's a bug. Maybe it should add up, and we should get a little more income from prosperous things. I mean, it's not necessary, right? This is already a good strategy, balance-wise. But just, what's the word? I want the science, I think, rather than the money. Like, we're going, right? We're going off. We're getting somewhere now. Hopefully, anyway. Maybe I do want the money, actually. I gave up on the 1 point of science to get, I don't know, how much more? 4 more? Yeah, okay. Because, like, I'm kind of running out of it, and we need to make those chips to get some more money. We gotta get some money to make the chips, right? So, catch 22 there. Gotta get the money. I want the money. I always want them. Wait, what did I just do? I made a mistake. I shouldn't be connecting that. This is earmarked for science. That's not allowed. This connection is illegal. This is the one I want to add in. Oh, maybe not yet. Gotta keep the money going. Yeah, let's do this now, actually. This does add up, right? We do the two-way trade. And then the food. And then the goods. Some of these plants don't have all their needs met, though. There's also this little signal in the middle that we just kind of ignored. Who needs it, right? I mean, I could scan there and just pop it, I suppose. Later. Oh, look, we can do another ore lab. I mean, it might not be too bad, right? If you get like tons of ore, and sure, just do 2 of them. 6 labs, 2 ore labs. Just go, right? I'm going to look at what this is. Adding Trade League to our tech list. We don't have too many tier 2 techs. We kind of have what we want, right? And Trade League I don't think is it. I think we'll probably get like infraways and things to send things places. Trade League allows you to send a bunch of extra different kinds of resources to make some money. There's a decent spot for it here with 3 different resources in input, right? But no real other location for it. So if we've got 2 earmarked, I'm interested in usually, but not. Just grab the 6. Also, did I forget the quantum compute? I did. Well, we should really be getting that earlier. That's 2 signs I threw away. Whoops. Too enthusiastic about this whole thing. I like this perk, this sector perk, right? Teaming with life. It's expensive, right? At 15% score penalty, so it's probably not all that good, but it's a lot of fun to be able to do this on tough, right? Just be like, oh, this feels like an easier difficulty we're playing here. It's not, it's still tough, but no, it feels easier because you can just do more things. In fact, what about the mechanized harvest here? If I send in a culture, it will make another water if we manage to use the biomatter. And we'll have 2 sources of water next to each other, which might mean a lab. Right, we have 85 income, right? We can build labs. I can build labs as much as I want, but I do need to get those chips, actually, because let's make some. I can't afford a culture hub right now. Well, we can do next year, right? Yeah. So then, where am I making chips at? Where are my chips at? Tell me where the chips are at. I want to know. Which location would be good to do this, right? Because I do want to use the chips. I don't want to make a ton of chips and then be like, oh, we made some chips. Cool. Great. What are you using them for? Nothing. That doesn't sound very great. Oh, this one's okay. It's a 2-way trade at least. Oh, they can send one into the Forge World too. It's 3 a year though. I think I'm okay going with it. Do I want to just throw out a scan? Am I going to make my empire much bigger than this? Yeah, probably. Which direction do we want to scan in, more importantly, right? You can get 1 more output if you become prosperous. I might want to try that. It just needs another partner, right? Yeah, just get you the successful, get you another robot or something, or get you a culture. Use your water and, Bob's your uncle. Yeah, this direction seems like a good place to get some more information. Oh, even more ore. Great. Not what I'm particularly looking for. Well, this could be bots, right? Send it in the bots. Send in all the bots. Yeah, like I said previously, right? And then we have mechanized harvest available. Ooh, for more biomatter. Like a lot of biomatter here. And the food producer in the center. Like an earth. Earth can also make lots of biomatter and water if I want to. So like I can make some biomass and water labs here. Seems good. Seems like that should be the activity we should be focusing on right now. After the chips, of course. So grab ourselves some chips. So first off, in a culture hub here, we'll be able to send a chip in. Right, that's 1 chip we can just get without having to spend any resources on. We can get another chip here. Right, just like that, sending in a person. I can get you a good to, get a prosperous world here. Sure, soon, right, ish. Now, if I do another chip, I would be able to do a lab on chips as well, right? This is a good location for a chip lab. In fact, I might want to do that now, so just so I get the science early, because we do have the money. Sure, pop you to prosperous, why not? And let's set up this lab here. Now, if I do this well, I should be able to connect in you as well, which I do want to do, right? Because, why not? Yeah, it says it can't connect, but I'm pretty sure it can. It's just that this asteroid is in the way. I don't want to scan. I want to just throw in some stuff. Make 3 science, right? Just like that. Instead of making 0 out of this particular resource, we're now making 3 for it. We want to do every resource, really. With this amount of income, why not, right? Why not get to the end-game techs and use those to get a very, very prosperous empire? Now that's interesting. The water here is going to be able to make us have more chips. And this is a good colony to combine with that, and it can get its food. So it's still a closed system. It works. Do we want to do anything else this year? I'm getting to 23, so I'll be popping to 24 if I do that. I ideally want to do that without needing to do it for the chips. Is that possible? I don't think so, actually. Can you get to prosperous? So you don't produce more. You're at max production of 4. You can get to up to 1 more production of 3. Is there 1 more chip world in our empire? I don't think so. I think we kind of can't make any more. So we'll have to go to 24. I mean, it seems sort of okay with our income. Doesn't seem too bad. See, like too much of a penalty. We'll collapse this asteroid and get even more money. Get another prosperous world like that. And get the chips. Any other place we want to make chips at? I said there was 1 more place, right? For like a forge world here somewhere, which could be making some chips. I don't know what for is the real main issue, right? So if we're already making them here, and I do like these two-way trades and setups, right? I think they're great. They're awesome. Like with the water here as well, like additional ore income and stuff. It could just be more ore labs, to be honest, right? Just send all the stuff into labs. Why not? I'll be making the people, I think, next. So then, where be the microchips at? Really, is where's the good consumer of them, right? I'd like to consume them as well, not just make them for no good reason. Just consume them as well. This could be a colony that trades a microchip. But then, you know, what else does this serve? No other purpose. There's no real good space for it. I guess this one could make them for infraways later, just to send them to various forge worlds that'll consume them for us. This will pop prosperous and be able to send a ore. I mean, it's obstructed by the lab, right? I still haven't done this connection, actually. I don't know why not. Should I be doing that before the start of this year, actually? Yeah, because we're in November, right? Can we afford this? Yeah, but then we can't fund this colony at the end of the year, so no. I guess priorities, right? At the end of the year, you're sort of like spending your money, your remaining money on as many culture hubs as possible and or science. And it's like more money or science, right? It's sort of like a struggle between the two, but most importantly, if you've got a good run like this going, you want to make sure that you have enough wealth to just keep building and never have to skip. Right? If we have to skip, we've made an oopsie. We've made too much science. If we don't have to skip, we're still good. We can make more science. We want to be right at the edge, right, of what is possible. I could, if I get infraways, I could just pipe in a bunch of ore, right? Infraways, slipstream, splitting 2 additional ones, or 4 more science here. Not bad. That might be our big lab, and then the rest is small. I mean, this isn't super small. It's still 5. Still okay. In fact, you know, we'll be getting the cultural exchange next. Can't use it. We're just getting it for the future, right? Being like, oh, let's make tons of culture, which will produce tons of happiness, which is score, right? That's points. Colony. Do I want a colony or do I want a chip? Or 2 or 10. I want chip. Could I make more chips around the lab? I mean, there is a remnant here, right? I'm just ignoring. There's a colony there. Not a bad one either. It can get its biomatter if it wants. Can it get its food from somewhere? Let's find out, right? Yeah, sure. Although now that one also needs biomatter. It's a bit of a lack of biomatter in these areas. There's lots here, right? But it would be expensive to pipe it all in from the middle of nowhere. And can this connection be done? It's out of range. I kind of positioned it wrongly for that. But I mean, that just fixes the mission and we can fix it later with an infraway or something. I kind of want to get this over with. Ideally, we do a little bit more scanning though, get to October and then pop it. I think these are going to be probably the last scans of the game, if I'm going to be honest. Right, but doing that allows me to now very efficiently go into the next tier. Let's see if I can somehow... you are going to be needing people and I don't have a lot of those over here, so you know, have one. It'll pop successful once it sends us in biomass. That's good. One more here as well. I want to send that there instead of a robot. Do I? No, it's going to get another robot. What about you, in fact? Have you make another ore? What for? What for, indeed? Good question. Nobody knows. Yeah, these microchips will be good here. Oh, actually, the ore would be good for the infraway as well to make microchips later. Yeah, we'll leave these here, actually. Oh, you need partners, right? You don't need that stuff. Then you, perhaps? Yeah, you're gonna need an extra culture later. Send it to you already. Like, because even if I use all the food, it will still need one more import. So might as well, that might as well be the culture. No need to, like, waste. And it'll have all its imports then, right? So get the happiness anyway. Not too fussed about it. So then, we're in October. We found all the planets we need to find. Where do we put our Forge World at? Or our, yeah, Forge World. This one, right? Mission complete. That's what I really was looking for. Let's get some new missions. Okay, that is a mission I want. A lab studying biomatter? Easy. Making 8 food? Nah, I don't think so, right? Let's get a Forge World to Prosperous, because we've been doing that all the time. Like, do I... yeah, I have some here, and this new one, and these two. It seems easier in the other task. Making 10 food, like, am I going to want to make that much food? Seems debatable. The cultural exchange, because I'm not really interested in anything else. Integrated manufacturing, perhaps, though. Could just be worth it, just for the science. Right, to keep hammering on the science. Integrated manufacturing is just worth itself as long as you can use it like once or twice on these ore planets and convert one of the ores into a chip that could be sent into this lab. Which it can, right? It totally can. And it can also, it also counts as a project, which will increase the income of these planets by quite a bit. In fact, right, if I do this, income goes from 8 to 11. It's already good. Now we can send the chip, make 2 more science as well. So it makes science and income. It seems like a tech for me. It makes both. Why not both? I don't know. Why indeed not both? And you know, making a chip here might just be sent to this colony and, you know, make things happier as well. What are you doing? -4? Yeah, we should maybe set up a colony. I could wait for a bit though, right? Ideally we wait for a bit. when we do these things. So I've got biomatter here, right? And I said I didn't want to do any more scans, but I might want to do one at least to get our mission done for the lab. Because the earlier we do that mission, the earlier we can get our hands on even more science, just from the fact that our labs are like this science bonus itself will feed into self-hosting AI, which improves our labs, right? It's sort of like, oh, let's make a hive world here, feed into there, make a mechanized harvest here. Well, then that does cut off the hive world, right? Which is a bit iffy. But the mechanized harvest can go into this earth, which can be a farm. This farm can go back into the hive world. Well, that cuts off the robot. Yeah, if I had swap, right, did this be possible? I need swap. Right, what you would do is you would swap this earth like over here, I believe. Would it? Yeah, because it allows cultural exchange. I mean, I should do this anyway because it allows cultural exchange. I just don't know how to get the second biomass. Maybe we just scan and see if we can just get a farm here. Like if I get a remnant planet, we're done, right? Does a swamp work? I think it does, right? It can also produce biomatter. Like a lot of it, actually. Just do 2 swamps. Let's go swampy. Get out of my swamp. I'm getting into the swamp. Getting all into the swamps. Here. Alright, hive world. Jungle farm. Jungle farm can't get chips though. I prefer mechanized harvest for obvious reasons, because I can use all the resources better. All the water maybe not so much. Yeah, I can use it here. And the water also produces another lab, so like I really want this. Let's just try it out, right? If I set up you and you, then I could just leave this hanging. Right, for up to 7 years, we will have fairly quick infraspace and all that. I don't know if I have the humans to do the lab then. I do. I really do think this is such a good place to build all those labs that it just seems like the perfect solution. So the order, right? So this first, and that just to send in a robot to get some more money. And up in November, so we'll have to go to the next year, not building the slipways instead of doing that. It's fine. We'll set it up this year, the lab. That is. Any more culture hubs I can place? I placed them all. Any ore planets I want to upgrade with integrated manufacturing, which also can just be used to make money, right? I can just upgrade this one to make a bunch of money. Just 2 income. Okay, that's not worth it. 30. That's not worth paying 30 for. There's not any other locations though, just the one. Which is still fine. I still think that's okay to do. Right? I mean, I got this location soon. Soon, trademark. Soon. Still think any tech that gives you more science is a worthwhile investment. Of course, we're going self-hosting AI first, and then maybe cultural exchange. Get all the things, right? We're able to get it. Our science is going, really hard for how early we are in the game. 13 years in, we're already at 13 science. Like, it's 1 a year, right? It's not that hard actually for much for a Vittori run, but it'll pick up further. We're planning on getting more quickly. So yeah, this colony next, I think, yeah, it only costs 1 a year, sure. And that already 2-way trades the water, which is great. A culture hub here as well. We'll be able to fix the thing. In fact, what am I thinking? I can make this swamp farm, just as not as a super successful one, but it'll fix things. I think I want the science first though. I'll just place it behind here. I'll knock off this forbearment. That's okay. Send it in. Complete the mission. Gain 8 bonus science. Look at our mission. We can't, because we have the other mission. Then get the self-hosting AI immediately then. Getting it up to 7. We'll get the food next. Right, popping you. And you. Which allows me to place a culture hub. I haven't thought about what to use with the culture hub yet, but we got the culture hub. I can give you an import, make you successful. I don't see why not, right? You can send a robot up here as well. I was hoping to send it there, but of course we can't. Well, we can actually. We can send this thing, this little loop here. But that's going to use the stuff it makes. Oh, not necessarily. I can set up a lab pre-built and do that. But why would I bother with that when I can just research robots? We just need a human, which we make here. Right, robots are next thing to research. Seems good. Next up, robots, right? We're just doing all the things. If I want tech to advance, let's get our cultural exchange. Ideally, I'd get some missions to, get techs. We got this mission to get a prosperous forge world, which is kind of tricky to do right now. There's this one, there's these, but yeah, we'll just be going, not completing missions for a bit. Right, but Vittoria has these missions where you just have to research some techs, which this feels kind of iffy, right? Not completing missions. It's a successful planet. As well as some income, right? Not unimportant, getting the wealth. So we can keep doing this ridiculous amount of science. So what was I doing here? Right, Earth-like. Culture hub. You can build those even on struggling planets, right? That's what makes it so cool. Because now we can do a monoculture farm to send both resources and make the food for the people. And then, place down this lab here. I have to be careful to not die. Like if I want to make people there, which I could, because this can make chips, even though it's a mineral, because we have the integrated manufacturing tech. 7 more science. Science is at 31 suddenly. So what are we all researching? We're researching chips, bots, biomatter, and ore. We're missing one thing. Water. Let's research some water. Then we're done. Basically, sort of, kind of. I mean, I could build a secondary thing of a thing, but it feels like that would maybe overkill be. Maybe be overkill. Maybe overkill be what? Yoga? Yoda? Where are you, Yoda? Send it here, right? You need an import. Yeah. Asphodel. Hey, look, there's one named after me. That's funny. Maybe the game picks up your player name and names one of the planets after you. Oh, I didn't see. Apparently, I'm a remnant planet. I'm a Vittori in this game. Oh, yes, that makes sense, I guess. Oh, I nearly forgot the 7%. I mean, we're bleeding this one, but, we shouldn't be bleeding this one. That's unnecessary. So why not do that, right? Okay, nice. Since we're maybe getting ourselves some infraway, might it be possible to get water from here? That will... it's out of range. It would be a lot of slip space relays, wouldn't it? Water into here. Water into there. Double water lab done, right? That's the idea. The problem is food. I did not take the food processors, and they would be useful here if I used this water for a food processor. Although, would it? No, actually... no, I can make it successful, and then it'll produce 4 water. Oceans make lots of water. Who'd have thunk? But, you know, doing the water seems so good, right? Because this connection is a possibility as well. Making you happier. It's going to overlap a bit with like goods and stuff, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's just a food. Just a food and then done. We would just get 5 science, but I think that's okay. 36 is nothing to write home about. And it might end up being more later, right? It might end up being a 40-ish something later when we get Slipways and infraways and all that. Do we have time dilation? We don't. So time dilation is an interesting tech for a run that goes this well, where you can just give yourself more time. Which if you have plenty of money, your limiting factor is time. So we've got to get the time then. We don't have it. We do have Genesis cells available, which will allow me to make water out of biomass worlds and biomass out of water worlds and vice versa. It didn't place this one that well with that in mind, actually. But I mean, making some water here, right? Just making more connections. Biomatter here doesn't really do anything, though. Water here does a thing. Yeah, it solves that. Or that. This can also do water. There's lots of other places that could do water potentially, right? I could do another microchip here, potentially too. I could pipe one in there and make 11 science. Yeah, there's lots of places where we could do it. Maybe the water lab is fine being small. Small lab is okay too. Also, Genesis Cells is another project, right? Getting all of the projects means that we make loads of money. Right? Boom, from 4 to 11. Just like that. There's an investment, right? What about you? This one's going to be a big one, right? 17. Okay, not as big as I thought it would be. Then again, it's not sending all its stuff everywhere yet, right? And it's sending some of it into laboratories, which don't make you any money from sending things in, right? Got to keep that in mind. Laboratories, they don't make any money if you send things. I mean, you could make a second biomass lab, I suppose, for another 5. If we get when we go infraways and stuff. It doesn't make the water lab here, right? Just like plonk it. This doesn't seem ideal, right? Just one source. We can do more than that, right? We can do 2 sources, right? Right? Oh, right. This can be fixed now like that with the tech too. It's cool. Neat. What about you? It would look good with another water output, right? I can make you prosperous with a click. Now I might want to wait with that. The Dender has missions for prosperous plants, and I might want to look into making my forge world prosperous first. I do want to do the ability though, because it makes more income. But I'm at a point now where I can sort of start thinking about holding off on making things prosperous a bit, so that we can get more science and outputs first. Should I just be making a water lab now then? I mean, does this improve its output by 1 further? It does. So if I just give you a culture later from a questionable location source, it'll output an extra water and it'll become a 2's water lab. I might also wait for the Vittori quest, in fact, right, to gain more points. Because I think, like, with the amount of science we have now, we have 270 science, right? Can we get everything? This is what, 7 times? Let's estimate this, because I don't want to... 350, this is another 100. Like 450 science, right? Thereabouts. No, we got 270, right? So we got to forego 2 or 3 choices. I mean, we probably don't need void synthesis, so that's another 45 less. So maybe it's only 400. We maybe not need spiritual growth, 375. Biome construction, probably useful. Swap, probably useful. Relays and stuff, useful. Ascension, very useful. Dissemination, yes. Harmony. Skill download, maybe not, because we're using all the other projects basically everywhere. Although there are probably some places where we can use skill download. All of our food plants, for example, could become skill download things. I'm not sure if I should, because, you know, we already have enough food everywhere. Don't necessarily, but I mean, it could be a mission, right? They could be used for it. This might be useful for some kind of mission. Dender has missions to make food, for example. It's a good one. There's also water available here, actually. There's water available. Yeah, I just made that. Yeah, I think it's over here. I think it's this lab over here. So then, do I make it now? I think it does make a little difference, right? It's kind of hefty on the money, actually. Might want to hold off on it then. Yeah, going below 100. Yeah, feels a bit. Let's do this first. Oh, we go to Vast then. Yeah, that's also a thing. Maybe I wait with going to Vast, just like last time. We tried to infraway our way to success. With a bit, right? I think I want to go into Vast this run, but not yet, essentially. Like, can we get some infraway or shenanigans going? There's you, right? What do you need? Like, you look like you would be prosperous, but just needs an export or import. Can I just send this thing some culture in some way? Maybe with a relay or something? If I could just send this one more thing. Like an ore, right? It's here, but it's infraway away. Like, we have the tech. We are in tier 4, so we can pick up. I mean, we'd have to pick up slipways first, so it takes a while to get the infraways. It's not like last time, right? But we could instantly get them. Now it takes a bit. Well, this one takes a bit to get. But with the regular relays, can we send a culture, right? It might be possible to send culture with a regular relay in some way. This is blocked off. So is this connection. Like, this is using cultural exchange as a reminder to anyone who's like, what's he talking about? Actually, there's one here, right? So next year I could do it. So if we wait a year, I can send in a culture, complete the mission, and then we can go ham on going to Vast. Do I want to know what the signal is? It's been haunting me. It's been taunting me. Let's find out. That was worth it. Worth. I mean, we have to infraway to get there, slipway to get there or something, but that's probably worth it, right? Usually they're pretty good. So now we go for it. Any other project we want to build? Any other ham-fisted thing? No. We're going to get the relays, actually. We've got a relay in the food. So then, what else? Any other connections? Any other things? We might want to stay in this for another year, mostly. Let's go build some water science, right? Get some things going. Go heavy in on the science, right? Or just build the food and be done with it. And get our cultural exchange project. Do we have the water for it? Not really, but you know, we'll build some here. Gaia worlds are great for our tech as well. They just work very well with it. I think I'm okay with this decision. It's a simpler solution that counts for a lot as well. And, you know, yeah. Okay, so where are my relays at? They're there. So now what I can do is make more culture. Oh, I can't send it. I'm already sending that culture from that location. Well, well then, you know, that plan kind of goes out of the window, right? It's not a good plan anymore if it doesn't work. That ain't a good plan, it doesn't work. So then how do I get you? I can't, is the answer. So how do I do you then, instead? Or here, right? Is needed. And again, a slipway connection. Gets you to successful. But it needs to use more stuff to get to prosperous. That's a difficult sell. We might have taken a difficult mission, actually, without realizing. Is there a way to do it here, then? Like, you just want some imports, right? So, if I send you a chip, it's going to upgrade. Then I want some more imports, right? Which could be some culture. I can't undo these things I did here, though. But I can do some sneaky relay in here to get our cultural exchange going. And then I can just send in 2 culture and we're done, right? That works, right? It's expensive, but it works. Therefore, we should do it. So that swap. Then, oh, that's the wrong thing. Where's my slipstream relay? I know I undid the fact that I had that tech, so I didn't have it anymore. I could then take the slipstream relay, place it there, connect it in, build the integrated manufacturing, sends you the thing you need. Then, you know, you're still missing some stuff, right? So we just build another relay, connect you together to each other, and send in 2 culture, making a prosperous planet. Hey, look at that. That's a mission and a half. I agree. I want that mission. Yes, please. Easy. Food producing to successful. So now, the real issue is how do we get the food out? Not necessarily how do we get the food in. Get a no, we just struggled a bunch with getting one of those forge worlds to prosperous. Let's do that Dender mission, because I want the prosperous planet missions from Dender. Those are easy. Those are just get any number of prosperous planets. So should I just do a simple water lab then? If I'm going to do a water lab, I want to do one here, right? Maybe wait until we get to about a few more planets. Since we're gonna need food producing planets successful, I might as well make one. That's a very valuable planet right there. How much is this connection? It's expensive, right? Yeah, we'll go to next year then. Get 100 money for this year. So we got some food here, which you can then use, hopefully, to place in places. I've got cultural exchange. Maybe doing the cultural exchange thing first might be better. Oh, I can't afford it because slipstream relays are very expensive things to build. I should know this. Simple is cheaper. Right, that works. Same problem, same solution, different answer. Right, so we're in January. I got flexible fab available. Gotta get the lab. That very expensive lab. It needs a total of 5 science. Over here seems like a good idea because I don't really know how to use all the water, and I could potentially eventually pipe in like a bunch more, and that will automatically also pop prosperous in various places. The only real issue here is this one robot that just can't seem to be made. I don't have a chip shortage anymore here, so that's always cool. There's a chip here that can be made still. One here as well. This one's water. Can't get it from there. Infraway. Chip makes what, goods and ore and stuff? Or bolts. Various things. Probably bolts, right? The bolts can go and satisfy this need for a bolt. Because all of these are already using all their bolts, right? They're both connected, but this one's only sending one way. Well, this bolt is used here, and it's used there, and it's used there. So I already labbed the bolt. I could have not labbed it and now got more water, but I didn't. I kind of hoped for some culture in there instead, but I sent it the wrong way, silly me. Although we'll still get some more, right? We'll be able to... Oh, right! We have skill download. Can we already built a culture thing, right? So you can't skill download then. That's the one little thing, right? If you build you can't, what am I thinking? You can't skill download colonies. Well, we can skill download you, right? So that's the water. You're already producing a maximum amount of people and can't use your person. So I guess we'll build it here. Where is the final good for you, actually? Oh, from here, right? Because we can get flexible fab. The things are getting a little... So, like the mission then? Right, just do it. Could get the Fattori discount. Then you're next. Two food successful, food producing planets, I must say. You're out of range, but that's an option. Let's look at some other food producing planets, because that one's probably the most difficult. You just need to send your food any place. What can that any place be? It could be this place. This jungle over here. Which, I mean, it would make a lot of sense if we can get slipstream interconnections and just pipe in a good here. Get the food in. Get a human into the lab. Where's the chip? Oh, it's this, right? Just use the mineral world to make a chip. What am I using the minerals for? I don't know. Infraways later, I suppose. I think this being a colony makes a lot of sense anyway. Like, we can use most of the things. And of course, some more culture is never a wrong thing. So, if I do this, right, it pops you to successful. And it's not that expensive. Send in the person. December, so make the culture now. I can only really send it back here. Could hold off on and see if there's some other better project we could do. I mean, we have lots of choices now, right? That's the thing. I could take skill up, for example, and just skill up a thing. A thing. I don't know what the thing is, but a thing. Again, like, leaving things for skill up means that we can generate more culture with skill up too, right? That's the whole thing with skill up. It's crazy like that. So ideally we don't flexi-fab as much as possible and instead use skill up to make more culture. That would be great. Like, if I don't flexi-fab you, I can have you make culture instead of a robot. I can have you make a culture and a good, right? Which is more than just one resource, it's two resources. Also, I saw a skill up here, right? Yeah, that for the water as well. Or should I get the relays first? It's like decisions, right? We're going to be connecting a few more things before we need to focus on the relays. It's like a couple more things that are quite nice to have. Like a connection in the back here for the water. So we have the food. I think this is gonna have to be our second one, so yeah, 2 relays will do it. And relays are expensive, right? Skill download. And also skill download will make things, you know, more money, like 10 more money. Just making more money like that is just great. Like, you know, where do I sign up? Can even send in more stuff if I wanted to. If I did, it would pop prosperous. But I mean, I can just... Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, that's a connection that can be made. Maybe I should just use an asteroid in the last month here. So we're kind of out of money and I don't want to really... Sure, why not, right? I got this connection too, which... Yeah, sure. Make more stuff. Makes more culture. You have to trade with successful planets. Yeah, I just need to get a good in there and then we're fine. There should be a solution for that. I mean, yeah, sending it back, right? But we can't because I chose to do skill up. Which is fine, I suppose. I can get a good from here instead. No harm, no foul. What about stream splitting? would be nice. We're at -4, so you can wait a bit. I want to do the mission, right? Let's not get distracted too much. So, like, how? The water requirement is the big problem. From the back, right? And then the food needs to go somewhere. Slipstream as well. This is expensive on the money, right? Getting the projects first means more income than doing this first. But the mission wants me to do this first. And the mission does give us 40 cash back. So we're not spending 100 per se. We're spending about 60, I believe. Like this is 20, 24, 44, 57 already. Yeah, we're spending about 100 on this, I would estimate. That's my estimated cost so far. 77, it might end up being more, like it's 98. Yeah, it's more. It's 121. But we end up getting 40 back, so it's 80, right? It's not a disaster. Pretty bad, but not a disaster. Okay, we get our money partially back. Invent 3 techs. Now that's one I can get behind. I don't want to colonize 9 things. What about getting 9 bots? I mean, we'll do it. It'll be difficult, but 9 colonizations is a lot to take in. When we would have to go to colossal size. I feel like that's not the best use of our time when we have all these non-prosperous planets. I'm a bit disappointed in Dender. I was hoping for the mission that's just like bring 2 planets to prosperous, right? That seems much easier. Instead we'll do these 2 then. I could wait, but... So what's next? Stream splitting, question mark? Get you fixed. Get some culture output some places. Like universal harmony. How good is spiritual growth at this point? 24 income. Not valuable enough to pick that. This becomes better and better later on. Right, an additional 30 income on anything receiving culture. It'll go places, right? I could stack this with 2 culture if I wanted. Right, interconnect us some more. Prosperous. 10 more income. Then, how much does this become? 30 more? Okay, that's more like it. That looks like it's worth getting at this point. Let's get it. Spiritual growth, right? 30 more income just for clicking a button. I mean, it's got to become more, right? Let's be honest here. So where do I send it? It's going to be hard to get you another person from anywhere without making more colonies. So yeah, people are some of the most difficult resource for us. So let's be wise with how we get them. So like if I can found a cheap colony if I want to. I should also really be looking into connecting these ruins because with our large amount of income, if we find a single money ruin, we'll get to the point where we can just build our heart's content. We're nearly there. We're just going to be a little careful still. I think this mineral is going to be constructed because we need the chips. Or is it this one? Which could get another person from here. We can just about afford it, so it should be that one then. And then, you know, I do it for the integrated manufacturing, right? To get you a person. And I guess, what's the next technology we're getting? What's up next? Right, we have on the menu tech, lots of tech. Actually, I think our next thing is to pipe in some science here. Right, just 2 more. Another 5 years, another 10 science. Like how much are we at now? 39 by 5 years is 195, like 250 science, another 5 techs. We can basically get nearly anything, nearly everything. Especially technocracy would be good, because we got an 11 science lab here, just casually. In fact, I'll, with an infraway, it'll become even more. Maybe infraways is next then. Let's keep it going, right? Never stop with making more science. Or maybe stream splitting to get you up. It's also this water. I mean, infraways will make us the most if it comes to science. It's getting our labs upgraded, basically. Making more labs would not be as wise choice. Infraways will also allow me to solve Orestes. I mean, it's going to be a permanent penalty. That's just going to be a thing. Cultural exchange here. Together with stream splitting will allow me access to the forebear. If I take stream splitting first, will I be able to get infraspace mastery quickly? I could also opt for going for cheap technology being something like flexible fab, relatively speaking. I don't know if I need to use flexible fab though. I think I can skip that one fairly safely because we have so many goods available in our goods producing worlds. We're not so strapped for those. And we're not either strapped for robots. We have skill up facilities which will work just fine. I don't think we need flexible fab, which is nice because it skips, needing to take 20 science. So really just 2 more science or so would probably do us with getting every remaining tech we ever want. Just the order is what's neat, right? It might be stream splitting first now. Getting that allows for more easy building. Right, to do things like that. I was just eyeing that connection. I was like, yeah, this seems like a really good connection to make. You need more imports and stuff, right? So you have a potential successful partner fairly easily, just an infraway away, right? An infraway good away here as well. Do we actually have some goods for all of these? There's one here available, but no, there's skill up facilities available. Sure, we're fine. I gotta pay attention to the end of the year if we can afford some more projects at the end of the year that plunk down those skill up facilities if I need them in places. Because I do make money. And then an infraway dual connection here and there will do. Gotta be careful with how I build it. And this still connects to some water for the lab. Not every water, it's not this one. This is gonna be blocked by the infraway. It's still fine, I think. Maybe around the back, right? Although I do want to connect this ruin. Connecting in some ruins, right? Like even just the one is probably enough. Just as soon as we find any money ruin, we're in the money. Literally. Yeah, literally in the money. So that's out of range. Oh, you can. No, that's probably gonna fit. I didn't think that through beforehand. That would have been some planning. That would have been some excellent planning had I done that. But if it ends up, fine, then why not? We're at 59. We're just shy, right? If I connect some, yeah, but I need catch 22 again, right? Here it is. 4 by ruins. Yeah, but I need the slipstream relays for that. Do I did pick up stream splitting, right? I can connect this one up, which is 2 science. Like each ruin is 2 science, right? Let's not forget. So we need to connect 2 if I wanted to get to 62 next year, which gets me access to infraways next year. Can I get there? I think we're 1 short. 1 point shy of being able to do that next year. So it'll be 2 years. I wouldn't be able to afford them anyway, right? There's nothing else I can do that's less than my science output next year. So It's going to be no tech next year. It feels a little... A year without a tech. Whatever will I do? Make more robots. That's the mission. In fact, since we won't be sending it into the lab, right? Yeah, it didn't do anything though. I mean, it made, what, how much income? 7? Okay. Okay. Water from there, yeah. Like, we have 40 science. It's probably enough. It's probably time to call it quits. You're obstructed also, don't have the person. That's unfortunate, right? Having a spare person at the end is kind of nice for the ability to do this sort of shenanigans. So, like, looking for the cultural exchange. Looking for goods as well. Hold on. Looking for water here that's piped that can produce more goods. Like, I want an extra good for you. And several other places actually, maybe making it here in the center. Well, I have a couple available here. I also have some available there. I mean, skill up is now too expensive to afford. And that's also too expensive to afford. It might not be some slipways. Skip feels bad. Skip feels really bad. Can I afford to connect this? Because if it's money, we're in the money. Maybe, but then it has to be on the bottom side. That does connect. This doesn't. If this is money, we get to do a lot of stuff. There's the money. I mean, 8 more science, but no, right? Give me the 90 money. Right, like 98 money. Suddenly we have things like skill up facilities that I want to place in places. Just make sure it's 30 is expensive, but I think it's doable and worth it just for the money. Make sure you have 2 culture, so you get to start sending things culture. This will also send its water, by the way. It's actually kind of neat. You are gonna want to send 2 culture to everything. Okay, I want to make sure that I stack this stuff up in enough places that I can start. You can't send it there because you already sent it there. Let's send some here. This can get fairly complicated soon, right? Where sending culture to the right places will mean doing things in kind of the right order. If you do it in the wrong order, you get less culture, you get less money, you get less happiness and less stuff in the end. Because, you know, you want to make sure you get as many even numbers as possible for as much dissemination as possible. Getting 1 or 3 culture is worse than getting 2 or 4 in places. Although for now, we do have the bonus that, you know, cultured worlds do make more money than non-ones. So there's also something to be said for spreading it around. So what do you do? It's kind of difficult. Just don't leave it in the places, right? Just send it somewhere at least. Use it when you have it, basically. That's the simple advice. The more complicated advice is, it's complicated. What do you do with culture? It's complicated. Culture is not a simple thing. It's nice that it's not a simple thing, though. I like it. Also, skill up facilities versus integrated manufacturing and all that. It's like there's sort of like a rivalry going on there. Do I just make a bunch of robots here? I could. Like a bunch of these. Like, we need 9, right? We're going to have to do something silly to make lots of robots. I mean, skill up facilities everywhere will help. Let's make that perfectly crystal clear. They definitely will help. I already built one there, right? What about this one? Yeah, this one has some good income too. Right. Upping it by another 4. I'm thinking of just founding a planet to end the year, so let's get as many facilities as I can. I mean, I'd probably be able to send some culture there. That's also important, right? Get the skill up facilities in the places where you want to send culture to, because skill up facilities make it so two culture becomes 2 culture. Because apparently skill up facilities affect culture. Who knew, right? I mean, I already got Genesis there, unfortunately. Same here. This one wants Genesis too, because it will make biomatter. Do you already have Genesis? Yeah, you have to. Maybe going with a Genesis was kind of a bad idea for these. I should have maybe just gone skill up facilities on these straight up. Right, hindsight being 2020, getting skill up facilities will make more culture than getting Genesis labs. But I mean, Genesis lab was available earlier. This one's got to be Genesis though, because it wants to make biomass for this. Does it? I mean, it could pipe it from there, but it's much more expensive. This seems like a better solution. Is that our last project for this year? I think it is. It does end up making a bit more money. 209? And then end the year in October by just starting work on the bot production / goods production I want to make here. I guess I want to make the bots here and the goods to the left because there's already goods here. There's just none for you. There's none here, but we had a plan to pipe them in. And we have a plan, and that's good. Okay, year 3421, so 61 science. 1 short of being able to do infraways, so this year is going to be spent. I mean, I could spend this year placing these things, right, and just building some projects. That don't feel too bad. What about the water? Yeah, it can be piped in, right? With a double infraway thing, bob. Placing it here, right? Making a slanted connection so we don't overlap. We're thinking of 2 layers of networks, right? It's going to be infraways and regular slipways on top of each other. I don't have any. I mean, we have universal harmony available right now if I wanted it. I can go a bit mad. Not yet. Let's think about this clearly, right? Ore and lots more ore. I could send it into a lab. No. Infraway. How do I get access to infraway? Not yet. Can I get access to another 4-bearer ruin just to get some more money injection? So we're gonna need a little more, I think. I'm almost 90 cash, but you can get more than that. Just no good way of getting access to people without infraway. Yeah, the 1 science, right? If I had 1 more science, I would be so much better off. Like that 2 science that we missed in the start of the game, I remember that now, right? That comes back to you now. That haunts you. So make a colony then? I could. Like this. And this. It's out of range though, so it would need... That's obstructed because I placed it wrongly. I didn't think with that in mind. We could go to 38 planets. Use this year to make those 2. If there isn't anything else that we might be doing better, right, with like slipway relays and stuff. Don't think there's more colonies I can interconnect for culture exchange. These 2 is connected. These are connected. Which ones else do I have? I have this one still that's unconnected. Oh, I can go here. Yeah, I should do that actually. Like these internal connections are nearly always more valuable. Just the 1. Still worth it, I think, though. Where we be sending it? That will chain it. But I can't directly chain it, right? Let's send it here, actually. So something set for sending someone there. Okay, so that what? Another 10 income? Yeah, our income is going off fairly into the stratosphere now. 200? Yeah, that seems fairly reasonable. So you can still make a hub, actually. Why did I not make a hub yet here? I don't know. Let's make one. Send it there. Because you are in a dead end. It's a dead end planet that's stuck at, merely successful. Not worth the trouble. Getting one more tech will allow us to get the Vittori mission. Getting a tech discount for the remaining Vittori techs. We're mostly interested in a tender tech discount, fortunately. Which I believe they're still level 2, yeah, because they give us a hard mission. So we went the Silted and Vittori. We're actually already at level 3, both of them. And not the most ideal. So if I look, how many more robots do we need to make, right? 2. You're already skilled up, you're already skilled up. So just the 2, right? We need to make a lot of robots. So maybe I just set up the Forge Worlds now. They're cheap to build. And with a skill up facility I can start making those robots. I have no idea what to do with that many robots, but it's our mission. If I just use one of them, I don't get hit by the 2 happiness penalty, so it's not a disaster if you have just a million robots floating around here. Do I want a chip or do I want more? I want more stuff. I gotta get a chip from somewhere, but it'll work. It's like infraways and things. That's 2 robots I can build. I want to stick by 39 ideally, so this is one of the 2 planets. What's the other one? I mean, I wanted the 2 colonies as well, but I think that's a bridge too far. You are already Genesis. Oh, you just need... Ah, that's prosperous. I think it could get another output, but it can't. It makes biomass, not water by general. It's not a double planet. So I didn't do too bad with Genesising the double planets. This one is Genesis, but it's just a single output. This one is a double planet though, which should have been used with skill up. Because the double outputs also gain 2 resources from skill up as they do from Genesis. So might as well do skill up because it does more, because it also increases culture and other things. If it makes that, of course. So where is the final one going to go from? We're making 3 bolts. 4. 5 with 1 more skill up, right? But not enough. We need 1 more bot production facility, right? That one, I guess? Feels weird to make all these bots here. It's our mission, right? I picked it. I chose it. It's my fault. I did this myself. But that's 5 robots. This actually does make some money, so it does make a little bit of sense to do this one. So 4 more. 1 from here, right? Just pipe in the ore from somewhere, or the chip from somewhere. We have spare chips. You can make 1 here. I have spare here. So what? 2, 3, 4 more. Robot. Go to October. Pop an asterisk for 24. That doesn't seem like it seems like a waste of time, right? Just 24 money. Anything else we might want to do? Also things with infraways. Not much with regular slipways though. It's kind of looking for interconnections, right? There could be some. This is hard to see at this point. That I'm just missing out on various things. There's definitely a tricky thing. I don't in particular. I'm gonna take a close look. It's missing out on things is usually not a good. You want an export. Or an import. There's culture, right? It could do that. Not that though. Too many connections. What about you two? I already connected all the things in here, so I'm doing that. I'm looking for making use of the existing slipstream relays that are in between things. Maybe sometimes you can get an additional thing with a, but it doesn't appear to be the case. Then we can use our what's it called, our stream splitting to get some additional connections in various places. It doesn't appear to be the case. Additional food, no. Additional microchip. Also no, right? Not without some significant trouble, at least. There's the option of scanning for a colony. Right, it's planet number 38. Get a good colony, and that allows you to get a forebear rune. It has to be an Earth, though. Basically, it can be an Arctic for the biomass, but other than that, right? Ocean, can it be ocean? Yeah, ocean will work, but the two jungle planets won't, because we're missing out on the chip. I could get it from here, but that would put it as a colossal. Hurting for 50 income a year, that's a big hit. Even with our 200 income, that's significant. I don't think I want to go into colossal. I think that's a bridge too far. You can, right? I have done it. Not this one though. Are we willing to waste time on a scan though? When I could be, doing the thing I said, like just colonizing a forge world. In fact, I could use a relay here, right? To fairly good effectiveness, in fact. Let's do that. Ooh, we're out of money then. There is a better order, which is just founding it now. Yeah, you'd have to pay some upkeep costs for that. How much? 4 and an additional 6 money. But we end up with 235 next year. Is that enough to do like interways and stuff? I don't think so. In fact, I'll do it this better order. I'll spend a month doing a slipway interconnection. I'll connect it here already, right? Just to get the additional connection. And that ends up with 250 instead of 200, which is more. We have 100 science just in the bank. Let's use some of that. Invent infraspace mastery. Complete a Vittori mission to do 3 more technologies. Let's make some robot. Let's get rid of that mission, right? Skill up facility. Make a robot. Still don't have enough robot. Gotta make more robot. How do I make more robot? Just the one, right? If I have just a facility, I should do that instead of doing an infraway. I think it's got to be an infraway, though. So which infraway? This one, right? Because it wants more imports and exports, and can send it to both things. Where do I build it? Most important, right? Where build it at? This one wants to send its water there and there. Goods from here. Right, so I'm not making a mistake by not picking goods. Because I could pick goods here. In fact, if I'm going to do that, go quite a bit far back actually. Oh yeah, what are all the things I did? Oh, a bunch of skill up facilities for the bots, right? Yeah, and then the next year we did that stuff. Okay, so I went back to here. So I don't want to do this skill up facility necessarily because I might want the good. Although, I mean, am I using this one? Not really, right? Am I using it anywhere else? No. No, our plan was fine. I've got to redo all of it now. What did we do? Can I remember what I did? I did a bunch of stuff in those last few months. Let's set up this slipway. I did that. Whoop, don't do that. We really need every little month. Right, I did this. And I did one more connection somewhere. Yeah, that took a month. Something that took a month. Oh yeah, this asteroid, right? So I can now do the asteroid at the end of the year instead of the slipway. Is that actually a good idea? I think it's not, because doing the asteroid now will allow me to do these skill up facilities earlier, which will make them more money. Where was the other one? We had one more that we built. I'm sure that we built some other stuff that I now forgot what it was because silly me reverted too far. Wasn't it this one? I can still spend some money on something. I spent some money on some other skill up facility, but where? We're at 5 bots. We were at 6. I can remember that. Where be the robot at? The robot be nowhere. The robot be everywhere. Where is the Wally? Where's the robot? Didn't I make some extra? I made some extra ore there, but I already did. Oh, I might have done like a skill up facility like here, for example, right? Just in some other place. Or it makes a lot of sense to do one. I mean, I could just plonk one down, right? It's not bad. These prosperous plants are fairly income heavy. That's 4 income. That's fine. Oh no, wait. I already made this. I already used this up. Okay, so I should do this connection then. We're fine. We did what we did before. I just kind of ran out of info and stuff. That is reasonable, right? I mean, let's get our 100 science down to a little bit less. Okay, get rid of that robot mission right now because it's nagging. Right, okay, so let's place the infraway cheaply and effectively. It's, I think, here, right? That's going to be the cheapest way. Is that going to be blocking off anything? Not the ore. It wants to go from the top. The food, maybe we can solve it with culture. It's already successful, so it just wants imports. Doesn't necessarily need to export its food. Same for the other one, same for that. There's water up there, but I don't think we'll be getting that. Maybe from the right, but that's nowhere near. Okay, this shouldn't block. It shouldn't, but we should also have to worry about... I mean, no, we could get mission things and stuff. It needs to output its robots, doesn't it? Yeah. I'd imagine it would. This one first, right? Send it over. Now, you need an export or 2. But I explicitly went with this one here because hopefully we'll be able to send this in here. We'll make some more science, guys. I don't know about the science part, but fun, I guess. And a prosperous world, right? 41 science. Sure. Okay, so now that we got that going, before I go into January, right? We spend 7 on that. We have an extra 67 to spend on things. One of which is the skill up facility here, so we get to the 4 robots eventually. And then the other thing can be anything for up to $42 credits or whatever, which is just probably some more skill up facilities in various places, right? Like this one, just to make 6 more money next year. Sure, make 276. Right? Keep building those projects because they add up in the end of the game. So I don't want to colonize planets. I don't. Tender, you disappoint me. I don't want to make 10 more robots. Please stop with the robots. It's like, okay, so we're really going to go with one viable mission, which is the remnant that prospers. There's a remnant here we can probably make prosperous. We have another remnant in our system. This one's already prosperous. I really like some missions to make. Oh, yeah, there. Okay. This is at least a mission that's, you know, reasonable given our remaining time and our resources. Let's go universal harmony and have the universe light up with culture. It's everywhere. Suddenly it's everywhere. We'll do that first. Ascension gates? We don't have any humans left to build ascension gates with. Universal harmony, right? Just build the culture. Use that to make things prosperous. So this was a remnant I wanted to do, and that one, right? So what do you want? Imports and export. How about one of those? Okay, next up. Like, do the thing with it. Now we want to actually leave our culture, not use it. We have enough money. We don't worry about money. We'll be able to send it whenever we want. Not using it means probably getting more late game things. Late game, by mean missions, which are worth more points. I can always send the culture whenever I want. So this is an interesting place to do it. Infragate for the possibility of sending 2 bots to places, which we need to get you to prosperous. You need to use your outputs. Not necessarily all of them, but using all of them makes, you know, a more interconnected system. It also pops you prosperous. Maybe I'll do it this way then. Now that only pops successful on you. What does this do? Also only successful. How many partners do you have / need? Let's just find out. Right, I've sent it here. So I'm going to do it anyway. It needs 2 more exports or imports. I mean, there's one, right? And then one more I could connect more culture planets to, but I don't want to unnecessarily build connections just for a culture. Let's send one here too. I mean, it's a prosperous I pop, but I didn't necessarily want to. So 2 more remnants, 2 more forge worlds. Well, there are 2 forge worlds here that are probably going to be prosperizing in the moment. So we can now take that. 2 more remnants though, I don't have them. I would need to colonize. I don't, there are none. All of our remnants are prosperous, as it turns out. So that's a no. I'll get 2 forge. I want to continue getting missions, right? And they don't change. So as long as we can get one that is doable, we do it in that order, even if that order is a bit silly. A lot silly. Even if we're being silly, it's still better than being non-silly and doing weird nothing. So what about you, right? Maybe we import the water, because they are connected to both of the forge worlds, and they need partners, right? Like this one, it's probably more in need of partners than, it's still in need of exports too, but it needs another partner. You need lots of partners as well as lots of exports. I don't know if I can actually make you successful at this point, because I've kind of walled it in. Or prospers or whatever. I can send one robot over here, but it needs to send another robot to a place. We don't have the tech that allows us to use robots as humans, right? That would make this so much easier. We just don't have it. We haven't unlocked it. And we don't have a slot free to actually get it from a ruin, so we can't get it. I believe. Like, I'd imagine that's how it works. I don't actually know that. It's actually the case. But I would imagine so, right? Oh, you are already, but we have a skill up facility available. So that's another water, right? Ooh, we're actually managing to use up our money. That's rather surprising. Oh, maybe not with 110% slip space overload. That'll do the trick, right? Building these expensive infraways. Like, how much did we just spend on that? Like, yeah, just a casual 25 on the skill up facility here and there. That's built instantly, right? And doesn't consume any time. That also sort of like contributes quite fairly quickly. So now that that's done, that should give you guys some more partners. Yeah, you have another partner, so you're done with the partners. You just need to import, export stuff. I guess I could get the culture tech and send culture this way fairly simply and connect them to each other for more culture. So I was like, how can I send 2 culture to this place, right? Just sending just 1. There's one available here still. I could use an infraway just for a culture. It feels bad, but it might be the better option. Are you connected to another colony actually? Not yet. Maybe this one here. I don't know. There are many things we can do. Not all of them are good. Most of them are. But let's try to make as many things prosperous as possible. We might be able to get the whole thing, right? That would be the ideal thing. Get every planet prosperous. Just get 40 prosperous planets. I don't think we can, right? I think we'll end up stuck at about 30, 35-ish, but getting as close as possible to that, goal of 40, it's a laudable thing to do. We might be stuck on not having enough water, though, in various places. Just eyeballing it, water seems to be the most in-need resource everywhere. There's some spare over here, but it's so far away from everyone who wants to go that it won't work. We've piped in we've used up an ocean world like it's nothing, right? Well, there's some here too, right? You might not want to go to the lab, might want to go to these places. And this place, it can send its ore to somewhere. That also needs to be done, right? It needs outputs too, right? You need 2 outputs to get past that first stage. So this one can, but that one can't, right? So I've got to pay attention to which ones are actually outputting their stuff. I mean, with culture you can, but I believe it's only, any planet receiving 2 culture. So it could, right? This could connect and get a culture from here and a culture from there. But it won't pop unless it has water. So, good luck with that. And this, right, out of range. So it's going to have a double. There's too many things in the way here. It won't work. It'll have to be a double if I want to go over here. Is there some other place where we can get our water? Yeah, that would be it, but it's already sending it down. I guess I could found a Gaia world for the water. Right, once this gets a good, from there, it'll get another person, which it can send there. Or it can send there, I'm supposing, right? The Gaia world can send down water. The Gaia world can be upgraded once or twice. It can get a culture to get an upgrade even further. It'll generate 3 water and 3 biomass. That's our last planet, isn't it? That seems like the deal. You found it now? Could be. It spends more time than any other action, right? And it doesn't pop prosperous on things, so it don't count for that, right? It'd be a Gaia world, it'd be very valuable. What does that do to our income? Just -5? That seems okay. We've got 300, right? So we're starting to get to the point where it's not too bad to take that bit of penalty. Let's see if I can't skill up some more things that are like you. You have a decent amount of trade income. These farms, for example, they don't have skill up facilities yet. That won't do. And then, final bit of money spent. 34.24. We got 64 more science in the bank. Let's go with, I don't need biome reconstruction. That's also a useless tech for us. Let's go with dissemination at this point. I don't think ascension gates are all that valuable. We don't have the time to use those. Other things on our mind. Yeah. Okay, called Forge Worlds. Forge a Worlds. Forge a Worlds to prosperity. We got dissemination, right? So we should be able to now pipe culture places to make more. Like here. Or here. Right, so now make an extra one. Because you have to. And now you make an extra 2. Okay, this is how this works. So now I can do that and have you make an extra 1. And do that and have you make an extra 2. Right. And now we finally get to the place where I wanted to go. Which is this. I'll make a connection here just to send a culture in. And then where's the other one going to come from? Like it's going to have to come from a while away. But I could do that. And then there we go. Okay. You're now prosperous. Good. So this one also needs prosperous, right? So I can at least send one here right now. Just need one more, right? Where's the other one going to come from? This place, right? It's going to need successfuling and probably immediately prosperous as well. There's culture everywhere, so we need to be a little careful with how I input things. We're also skyrocketing our happiness a little bit, which is good. So, like... Okay, that is very nice. It's exactly... gets us to the point where it wants to be. So now... Wait, why aren't you going here? I mean, this works, right? Send out its robot somewhere immediately too, so that's good. So now why are you not yet? You need an export, right? I mean, I can send some culture to some places. Would you know that? Where though? That's important, right? Where? I can send 2 here, and that sends... Yeah, okay, this works. This order works. Okay, let's get a task for some prosperous plants, hopefully. No, just invent 3 techs. There are none. I mean, there are, but we don't need them. 10 pop? No. 10... No. We'll decline. Okay, so we don't have to worry about missions at the point. We just have to worry about efficiency. Getting all the culture as effectively as possible. So, like, maybe the first thing I need to do now is actually fix up some of these plants that are bleeding happiness. I actually forwent a culture here. That might be hard to get at this point now. Because now I have to connect it. Like I intended on using these on that, but I didn't. Let's do that. Oh, I can't afford that. I'll have to wait with that then. Let's not do that one first then. It's too expensive. Let's do that in the last year when we actually have the money. That one's cheaper to do. Also sending his food away. Right, to start making things work. Okay, so... in what order? This is a mess. I mean, I guess that works. That works. That works. And this colony don't have it yet. And then there's a second one. Not over there. But, you know, doing it like that works. Second one over there works. Then, yes, I'd like to do this without building too many connections, but scale up facility. Well, this can't send it 2 ways, right? So it's got to go... I can go up to 4 here, right? But the colonies aren't actually in the best place to make 4 at, because the colonies don't get skill up. These ones do. This can't go infinite though, because it can't go into the same place multiple times. If you thought you could infinite with this, I mean, it can close, right? If you interconnect everything, you can make tons of culture. You can make 10, 20, 30 culture. Maybe we should try a build where we do a slipstream highway with culture. And will that work? No, it won't. Actually, it won't. That's a good thing, because otherwise you could get a literal bajillion culture, right? Because you can stack skill up facilities with culture spread. That just makes the 1. Let's make you successful and you or prosperous and you as well, because can we afford that? Yeah, okay, but that pops next year, so wait a second. Do I have enough money with 559? I think we're fine on that front. I want to send a couple cultures over here to have you start making 2 as well. Two, right? Not 1. 1 can go here, making you create 2 as well. 1 can go there, 1 more can go there. Everything becomes prosperous. This is the power of culture. This is the true power of culture. Okay, so... Hey! I see a non-prosperous planet. I want to get to it. How do we move to it? How do we move our culture over? Via this guy, right? Let's move it back. Oh, he can't. This is a thing and a half. I could just build a connection there, but it's expensive to do so. I prefer not to. Prefer not to build connections if I can't. Help it not to skill up facilities. Still available there too, right? Unfortunately, I spent that. Does it really not have 4 places where it can get culture from? There's that one, right? But wait, I can do like so, right? And then send you and you direct. That's 3, that's bad. Never send 3. It's also 3. Where is the... Wait, who's not sending it? Are you not sending it? Oh, you are. But you could go there directly. What am I thinking? It's just build a skill up facility. But now... Oh, that's 6 money. Okay. Right order is important, right? Do a skill up facility. I want to do that next year, the rest of the things I did. Skill up there. And over there. Now you want an export. That's going to require us to build stuff, right? So am I interested in getting you some culture too? There's a skill up here I can do. I could send some back. Like each of these is a happiness, right? It's like important that we do them in such a way that they give us the most. You don't have, you have Genesis, so you can't. So we should go for the things that have skill up facilities because that gains us the most. But it only works if they're even. So if I go 4, oh, that doesn't make a sec. Ooh. Okay, so you can only get the bonus once. That's good to know. So I don't want to go up over 2 basically then. Right, 3 is the same as 2. Well, I mean, it makes more happiness, but it doesn't make additional culture. So that makes things a little easier to control in a sense. When I was doing all of these. So yeah, you can have 2, right? Just give everyone 2. Spread it around. Spread on the love. Don't concentrate it. There's a better way of doing this. Hold on. This one, right? Yeah. And now, did I flunk it in a way that only has things that have 2? Yeah, that did. So we gotta go back a little further. Make sure that you have some places to send your stuff to. Like here. Right, so you're done sending your stuff to places. You don't have any more places you could send it to. I want to do this first. Do I want to do that one first? I don't, because you're in the corner. You can only send it there. It's important that we realize how things are connected in order to get the most out of this shenanigans we're trying to pull. I just get 2 points everywhere is the main goal. Yeah. So we still have to get like 2 points over in this corner here. This is going to be the most difficult area to actually do. We might need to build some stuff to do that. It's fine. Right, this probably needs some connections as well. We wanted to pipe in some water as well, which could from here. Which getting this some culture would then be good as well. Right, getting a skill up facility, getting us some culture. We'll give it 2 culture. We'll be able to get it into the water planets that way. Hopefully generating up to 2 in there as well. If you can find some other place to get it from. I mean, here and directly, right? Just build an additional slipway. It'll work, right? And the fork will make it so they connect up there. So, down here. And you can only send it there. Which is fine because we can get one back from that direction. Then you want to go in there. Or do you have a Genesis? You have a Genesis, right? 1, 2 skill up facility later. I mean, I spent... Oh. Did I stupidly spend my money again? I did. I shouldn't spend that one money. We'll have to redo all of that in the right order. Never said this game was easy. And we left that, right? That was this mess. What did I do? I sent you first because you had nothing to connect to, right? And this. Right, but that can be from... There's also this one. Maybe I'll leave this one for there. Right? Because it won't ever get more. Like, certainly, these are good. Oh, you can only send it there. You can't? Is there no other way other than sending it from there? I don't think so, but I want to keep this one because it's much easier to get into this upper area where we don't have any yet. So I'll leave this one. I'll try to solve it without it. It should be doable. I might also leave this one actually, or I could send it all the way right. Somewhere useful? Not really. Click and culture. What this boils down to. I already sent that. It's like I'm not even remembering what connects to where at this point. You're being problematic now. Hold on, this is one there, because I need to do that apparently. can only go down here then. And send you there and back again. And now producing an extra one with the skill up facility. Okay. And now we get the colony to ready. And then we just waste the one. I'm okay with this. This seems fine-ish. Okay, so now about here. I wanted to send some there, so we can build a skill up there later. There was another source that could send there. Yeah, from here. Right, but I don't want to build the skill up. That was my mistake. I built this skill up, which I don't want to do, because I want to send pipe in the goods now. Okay. Go to the last year. Give me my goods. Right, because it generates more culture and more people and more everything. So, do we have like a... a plan? I have a skill up facility, right? I can get... I can't send it there because I already sent it there, but I can do that. You have a skill up facility? No, you had Genesis, right? Yeah. You'll only give us the one. It's good enough, though, to trigger the two here, so it's fine. Which can go there. And here, question mark, can this receive another one? This one has a hard time receiving more culture. Or sending it for that matter, in fact. Like, one here, right? Go prosperous. Yeah, you just go prosperous. Actually, you can receive too, right? That's okay. Like up here, right? Up here's the hard part, where things will get a little tricky to send. Now I specifically had 2 more culture available there, so if I built my infraway, right, which I was intending to build over here for these people, a very expensive infraway, but you know, just bear with me for a second. Then this skill up facility there generates tons of water, which we were lacking that resource in these areas, right? Another prosperous. So now I should be able to send in some culture to finally get the rest of the planets upgraded. So if I do that, it sends back a biomatter, which is fine, and then do that, and now suddenly I have culture up here, which was missing. And now I should be able to send that there and get even more. I'm still lacking some though. I'm still lacking 1 in here and 1 in there to, you know, complete this. Because if I make you skill up, right, I need you to get another one. Which I think the only real solution is to just do this connection here, which will, you know, generate 2 more. Probably good. I mean, I'm still lacking 1 here. I'm lacking 1 here. I could do another connection. I don't think that's worth. Get 1 more here too. If only I could. You can only send it back, really. And you can only send it back as well. How about the sending it back part? But this was just 1 connection, right? The problem with doing another connection is we only really have 1 more connection in us. There was something I still wanted to do. This still needs a chip. There are 3 non-prosperous planets, by the way. Just pointing that out for a second. So, I am guessing this might be a new high score. Maybe not, though. Maybe it won't. I got a score of like 50,000 off camera some time before, so it might not be, but it'll be close, you know. I would imagine this would be close. Okay, make some more. Cultural dissemination. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very cultured. Alright, can't send it there. That's unfortunate. So now, I should maybe send it here. October, November, December. It will generate a couple points more happiness. Will it be more than a prosperous planet? Perhaps not, right? I even forgot this one. There's more culture I could make. I mean, are we gonna go and scroll back and try to make more? I think, you know, it's a 3-hour run. Yeah, I forgot a planet. Should I really roll all the way back? It's a lot of fun, this, but it can get a little tedious at times. I guess we should try to not forget that one. Those are a lot of actions we just undid, but I want to try to get this one. Still have to go back a little further. Okay, this should do. Right? Right. I can't remember all the things I did, but we'll do him. Right. So, I forgot this guy. Why did I forget him? I don't know. I forgot him. So, like, I did this connection because it's cheap, and then that makes 2. And you get 1. You get 1. You get some. Right? And then you get some to skill you up. So that's that solved. It ends up wasting the 2, but it is solved. We could solve that there. What was the order here again? What Wait, I need 1 into this colony, so we have 2 available up there. I also need 2 into here. That conflicts. Is there any other source that could give this its... Yeah, here. All the way up. And then... Like, the order matters, right? It's like... It's a nice little mini game of figuring out what the... Wait, now I... Ugh. You there. Okay. Now you. Where? Where? Oh, back, of course. Already send it back. What are we doing here? I don't know. I haven't thought that far. Can you blame me? I did something here too, and I probably needed that one. So I can't use this. I still need 1 here too, though. Oh, there's 1 here. Yoink. Grab it. So now you've finally done. I might just build an extra connection, but that precludes building the connections in the future, where I did need one more connection to get the chip finally. So I try to build as few connections as possible and still get our culture settled everywhere. I might be out of luck here though. I think we might have to build that. Which is fine, we'll have enough money, we just wish I had more time. Eversion. Now that would be a tech in my mind that would be like ideal here. Space-time eversion? Yeah, give me that, right? So much, give me that. We're sending it there, so we just do that instead. Now the order. There was a way to get these two, I remember. It involves more skill-up facilities, of course. There's your problem. Didn't build enough of those. Corner solved. Next puzzle. It's a series of puzzles. It's not just one puzzle. It's a bunch of them. The goods piping, right? Yeah, I can't remember being like, halfway done constructing these slip gates, but wait, was there another connection that I wanted to make somewhere? Because it's kind of important that we don't spend the time on something that isn't necessary. So there was an infraway here, but too expensive right now to build the thing, and I don't want to undo all my things again. So I think I wanted to make this connection at some point to get you in, because you need culture from two directions, and these two can make it. That's the only ones that can, really. There's the water here as well, which needs to be piped in. Like, especially the water. Can go both ways. Seems to make a lot of sense. And having it left here is, on purpose. So now we need to pipe in the goods. It's gonna be done. There was a way of doing it that involved pixel hunting. Right, okay. This is probably not it. So then the extra stuff, the 2 extra more, sure. Trying to get it up there. Yeah, this is the best way. Now I can move up. I think that's the only way. I mean, I can make more here, but I gotta move up. We got water available, right, to make this prosperous and stuff. And I got a culture here available to make that work. We need to grab them from here as well. Wait, why did I spend all of this? I know, but it'll work, probably. I hope it works. Right? Okay. Then I did this wrong, didn't I? I can distinctly remember getting more prosperous planet last time. God damn it. Like, missing out on the action is actually important. Let's go all the way back. About here, right? This is where I branched off. Let's do this correctly. This is hard. I need to remember not to spend the one I get here. I spend it on something and I shouldn't have. So, mistakes were made that This area is kind of the hardest of all to get right. I mean, there is one solution to it, and I just keep failing it because I just keep having to do it over and over again because I keep messing it up. So, like, skill up facility. Make sure that I don't spend too many wealth in this year. So, this one, right? This is the hard one. It's being sent someone from there, but it can only come from here or there. Now, this colony here, since it can't come from there, because it has to do that, and you can send it back. This one's spare, can't go anywhere. You already have a skill up facility. I'm connecting this. Yeah, so you are the problem? Are you though? No, you're not, right? Yeah, like getting stuck with things with 2 is bad. But I do have a way of getting down here. Do I though? I have skill up facility available here, right? 35. I can't afford that one yet. So let's build the relay. I have enough money. I don't need to worry about that too much. I do need to worry about my efficiency and connections. I have 30 more. How much does this cost? 6? Yeah, we can't afford. Okay, so now it's time for this skill up facility. Send in. And then W. Okay, good. So we got this corner solved. As long as we can get 2 culture in every place, we are maximizing the effect of this tech. It's just getting 2 culture everywhere is the difficult part. Because you can't send a thing in the same place twice, and you have to do things in exactly the right order, or you end up, overstacking like that. And we don't want to see that, because an overstacked culture is a culture not used to send more culture to more places. Right? You can only... You can never win, you can only break even. We do generate some more here, right? So we get a bit of a breather in terms of trying this area out. But that won't do, but this one will. So will that one. So those are fixed. I get an extra person. And, it'll go someplace, but I guess it went there. I just get things up there. Get into that upper corner where we're still lacking on some culture stuff. I might do that instead, actually. Okay, so now I think it's time to build our thing here. Because now I do have the extra culture available as well. Just sending both of them up there. Skilling you up, letting you send some stuff back. And then I really need to send in more. The best way, I think, is this. And look at that. Although, hold on a second, I sent 2 water back, doesn't need to. If only we had the Euphorian tech that did the thing, right? Oh, wait, why are you generating a culture? Oh, you're a successful... Wait, that makes no sense. Why is it generating? Well, I know, I'll take it. Seems fine by me. We take those. Because... right? I can't send the second one in here, though. Ah, it's okay. I don't think there's a true puzzle solution here that doesn't involve at least a little bit of concessions in this upper corner. Oh, might have made a little too many for my own taste, but... like this one, for example. I go back down there, I guess. Right, I'd like another one down here. Can I get one? We still have a fair amount of skill up facilities that I haven't built, right? Right, this one. Well, it doesn't do anything because it doesn't make culture. For some reason, I didn't connect that one. You still have some. Just the one. Not quite, right? Just the one. I did something wrong in this corner now. I'll pay some more attention to that corner. So, when was I lost in there? I think we're far enough back. Maybe we'll be able to solve it now. So, this corner here, it needs this to receive some. Right, and I foolishly used all of the culture in here. Yeah, it can't generate more. So I guess it can't double up. But you can, though. Right, it's just a case of... how do we get you to? Because... it goes back up. Yeah, that's the issue, right? You're going to be trouble. No, maybe not, actually. That one works. Right. And then so does this. Already sent it there. I need to remember. So down and back up instead. And then maybe we pay for a connection for this one to get it up here. Like this one's hard to get to because of all the labs getting in the way. And then finally move into the upper corner. Got one spare, but can't use it. And now we got the two. Okay, this is looking good. Looking like a solution. Like you can send all your stuff. Give you some skill up facilities. You're sending some water back, I suppose. Can't be helped, it's fine. But why are you now not generating any culture? I have no idea. Did I do something like this? That doesn't work now. I did I mean, sure. Oh, now you're working. Okay. Are you not working now? I for sure thought I... don't do that. But I for sure thought I'd done that. And it worked. No, it doesn't. You already have skill up facilities. It's like that. You already have a project. You don't. But, you know, don't really help me. So we're in September. If I want to do another relay connection, then I can't unless I... I mean, what would I want? Like microchips here? I can't get them though, is the thing. It's like not like it's possible to get them. That doesn't do anything. Send it back, I suppose. And then just have a look over everything that, you know, we haven't missed out on skill up facilities. I guess we'll just do this connect. I thought I did that actually. Yeah, I did do that. I just can't send them, you know, 2 times to the same place. So, like, you want some extra? If I send 4, I can't, yeah. And there are a bunch of places I could send 1, but that doesn't help me in happiness, for instance. That's more though, 280, 281. Slowly running out of places to send this stuff to. I mean, it doesn't matter here, right? They're all spares. Could solve this as well as we could. This is tricky. There might be a better solution. I think I'm done though. We spend another half an hour on just trying to optimize things further. Alright, so let's have a look over and see if we have every planet covered with some kind of project. At least everyone that's generating culture. Right, so I have some more available here. Right, 4 doesn't make more than 2 does. Which I guess is okay. I thought it would be, you know, another bit, but... You have skill up facilities. I mean, I don't remember even which one I checked. You skill one to send. Send it there. Like, imagine if we had Euphorians with the perk, right? We wouldn't have that many. Instead of Dender, but then we wouldn't have all the culture, right? So it's like we can't get all the things, right? But if we did have the Euphorians with the tech that says when you have 6 inputs, make it legendary, we'd have a ton of legendary planets, basically. Legendaries everywhere in that case. So yeah, if you wanted to play endless, right, I'd recommend replacing the Vittori here with the Euphorians and just go, you know, have fun with culture. So anything we can still do now that I've... Our income is 1,000, by the way. Casual 1,000. So let's look at our happiness, right? What are our penalties? We have 1% unemployment. Where is he? He's here. He's not working. Get to work. 1 lazy person down. And I think I'm going to just consume this asteroid and say that we're done. Like, can I make more science? No. I can invent something. We can invent technocracy to get to 298%. Let's see how ridiculous this is and how quickly we're going to get our 5 platinum stars. In about a second, I believe, because the score goes up quickly at first and then slower later. And taka taka tak. Yeah, that. And it keeps going and it keeps... Oh, it's not the high score. I thought it would be, but it's not. 36 I guess we missed out on some mission points. I believe my top score had more mission points, but less planet points. Right? I haven't ever gotten this many planet points on tough. I guess also the 85% penalty, right? That's kind of a big hit, because the other big score was in like some place that had a bonus. I believe like Tough Sands or something. But yeah, we managed to get some use out of culture and out of this sector. That is one hell of a sector. Teeming with life for 52,459. We'll just be entering that score in, and I think we'll be ending the stream. That was one hell of a run. I think worth it. I have to edit a bit for posting it. Yeah. GG. Yeah, just having to fix the culture. Good night. Maybe another stream in a couple days, but yeah.